Clone High is back. Let that sink in. Clone High is back. Today, HBO Max rebranded to Max.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
But to celebrate the launch of Max, we have the long-awaited premiere of the new Gremlins cartoon and Season 2 of Clone High. It's been 20 years, y'all. Oh, and a long time ago, I'm talking years, you may have heard of this cartoon called Villainous. Markiplier voices the bear. It crosses over with a lot of Cartoon Network shows. Well, that finally made its premiere in the US today as a part of the Max launch. I'm glad it's finally out there, even if it was just because Max wanted a third animated thing. But back on topic, we finally have the return of Clone High. The return of Abe, Joan, Cleo, JFK, and... where's Gandhi? Oh, there's Gandhi. So yeah, the biggest question around the new Clone High revival was, of course, will Gandhi be in the show? Because, as I assume many of you will know, Gandhi was the reason Clone High got canceled in the first place. There was a protest, things weren't pretty, here we are today. The new season has begun, the first 2 episodes are out, and while all the other clones got unthawed, Gandhi is still in the freezer. But they're still acknowledging him. Abe brings him up a few times in this premiere, and I assume they'll continue to reference him throughout the season. But if you're hoping that he'll make an actual comeback in this season, or in season 2 of the revival, yes, the revival is already longer than the original series, then I got some bad news for ya. This morning, TV Line published an interview with the Clone High creators Phil Lord and Chris Miller, where they spoke on the status of Gandhi for the first time since this revival got the ball rolling.
Come on it up. I was so on today.
The reason the show was canceled in the first place was because of Gandhi, so we didn't want to have it canceled again before it even started, said Phil Lord. Chris Miller adds, we're stupid, but not that stupid. We were always trying to push the boundaries and find the line of what you can satirize, and we found it.
Let's talk about Gandhi. Where's Gandhi at when we pick this season up?
I just texted him yesterday, if that makes sense.
Gandhi's in the freezer, and he will stay in the freezer.
And he's gonna stay there.
According to TV Line, Lord and Miller are taking a wait-and-see approach to the character, admitting to leave Gandhi frozen because they were indecisive about how to handle him. You don't want to kill him or something and then have it just be over. He's still there, able to thaw out if there's a season 4. Although HBO Max considers the revival its own show, so season 1 to Max is season 2 to us. So if they get picked up past the next season, then we could potentially see Gandhi return. TV Line adds, the revival attempts to scratch that very specific Gandhi itch by dividing his duties between a pair of new characters, the clones of Chinese philosopher Confucius and Mexican painter Frida Kahlo. They take care of a lot of the things that Gandhi would do, but they're also their own unique characters. Frida is much cooler than Gandhi ever was. She has similar energy, but it's effortless, whereas Gandhi is trying too hard at all times. Vicky Martinez, who voices her, is just effortlessly interesting and cool and funny. Personally, I do hope we see Gandhi come back in season 4, assuming the show makes it that far, but come on, it's Clone High, don't do them dirty again! I'd love to see Gandhi come back for their senior year, and maybe they could go through with another idea they had, where it would be revealed that Gandhi is actually a clone of Gary Coleman. Although obviously, since they threw out that idea to the public, Gary Coleman passed away in real life, so I don't know if they would go through with exactly that. If that would be disrespectful or not, I really don't know. Let me know your take in the comments. But having Gandhi back would be cool. And I feel like his return would be interesting because they could compare and contrast all the ways in which the show has changed, how the characters have changed. But now Gandhi is behind and stuck in 2003, feeling like he has to catch up to his friends. Look, as a kid and as a teenager, Gandhi was my favorite character. It was definitely because I was a much bigger fan of LOL so random humor, and one of the few representatives of ADHD I had in the media. I want to see him come back. I really don't care how they make it happen. And I actually like the new episodes, by the way. The first episode leaked a while back and it had a really visceral reaction on the internet. I think people are just kind of exhausted of meta humor and shows referencing things that are happening in modern times, but not only was Clone High always a parody of teen dramas and pop culture at the time, but the plot literally revolves around them getting thawed out after 20 years and having to adapt to the modern age. I'm not saying every joke was a banger, or that it automatically makes the writing good, but I do think it makes sense for what they were going for in the pilot. And the fact it is a pilot and has to hook in new viewers does kind of excuse the jokes a little bit for me, because I doubt that's going to carry on into future episodes. And as someone who prefers hand-drawn animation, it does take a second for me to adjust to the new style, but I think they capture a lot of what makes Clone High Clone High. And the new theme slaps. Abandoned pools may not sound exactly like how they did 20 years ago, but they still provided something great. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments down below. Keep the conversation going at AutricVox and at Roundtable Vids on Twitter and Instagram. You know the YouTuber outro. Like, subscribe, peace.